Recording is on.
How we doing, guys?
Doing well, so friend.
Good. All right. Hang on. Let's give everybody a minute. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bat Community Call for Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. Hope you all are doing well. Yeah, we've got folks kind of filing in, which is cool. Just a heads up, too, I'll be in East Denver next week. If you're in Denver Thursday or Friday, let me know. Love to meet up with you all in person if you're there. We'll give Jenny a minute to get here with the deck and stuff, but I'm excited for the call today. And obviously, it's a lot of noise and shenanigans going on out there in the on the timeline. What else is new? Right?
It's right. never a dull moment in crypto.
Never a dull moment, indeed.
I was saying today, you're not. It isn't always fun in crypto, but it is always entertaining.
No doubt, no doubt.
Do you want to go out and get some sushi while we're in Denver?
Oh yeah.
I might have to go to the bathroom when it comes time to pay, though.
Yeah, no doubt. Give me $2,000 worth of sushi and stiff the bill. Hey, Jenny.
Hello. How are you doing? How's everyone doing?
Good.
Awesome. Okay, should we get started?
Let's roll.
Okay, great. Let's roll. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hope your Tuesday is going well. Hope you had a nice long weekend if you're in the US. Okay, as you can see, we're rocking a slightly different aesthetic on today's community call. We have a new deck template courtesy of Guillermo. So I put a little Mark S. dancing GIF in there to celebrate. Hopefully y'all like it. Open to feedback. Let us know what you think. It's not terribly different, but it's we got some new fonts, a new gradient, and we have the Bat community logo incorporated in the top right corner, which is nice. Okay. So starting off with our X Spaces schedule with Unfungible. So this week, our panel topic will be Web3 in 2025, Committing Crime 101. That's a crazy title. I have no idea what our Unfungible hosts have planned for us this week, but I'm sure it'll be fun. So join us there if you'd like to take a listen. And if you want to catch last week's space, which was recorded, of course, as always, the topic was Your Data Isn't Perfect, but it pays. It was actually a really good discussion. So you can go find that on the Attention Token X. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry. Okay, some other work in progress that I wanted to just cover quickly. I didn't have time to make slides on all this stuff, but I just want to let you all know about some stuff that's happening on the community team side. So for Bat Ambassadors, We are currently reviewing a number of event and collaboration proposals from various BAT ambassadors for events such as Hack Blitz, which is a student hackathon happening in Delhi this coming April, as well as potential synergies with platforms such as AFEX, Africa Exchange, U2 Trust or U2U Trust, a browser extension that allows users to transact with dApps more safely. So we're currently reviewing those, and I just want to say thanks to our ambassadors who are always bringing us interesting proposals and synergy opportunities. Of course, we'll keep you all updated on if anything materializes or solidifies with any of these potential partners. Additionally, we will be training a group of ambassador volunteers to support our community moderation efforts on platforms like Reddit, both Brave browser and BAT project subreddits. So we're going to be showing them how to triage posts, respond to questions, flare responses, and hand off queries that require deeper support assistance to community.brave.com, where of course our support team primarily works. So this is all in an effort to clean up our forums and to also increase the speed at which we respond to new queries, and also just show that our community, our team and community is active there, and that these are not like forums where you'll post and never receive an answer. This is somewhere where you can go post and receive assistance straight away. So that's the aim. And we're going to be keeping stats on this initiative, and we will share a weekly update here once it kicks off, likely next week. So stay tuned. Separately and also additionally, we are in the process of getting our basic attention token profile verified on DBank. DBank. Not sure how you pronounce it. Many of you are probably familiar with it, but it's a Web3 social media platform or like social app that lets you connect with others based on like their blockchain activity. It kind of blends like social networking with like DeFi. It's cool. And one feature we really like is the ability to broadcast messages to all of our followers / holders. It's kind of reminiscent of Blockfolio Signal, if you all remember that and used to follow us there. So yeah, we're excited about that. Anyway, we'll let everyone know once we're verified, so you can follow us there. And I just want to say thanks to Woocash, our BAT ambassador, for helping kick off that process for us. And then lastly, the official BAT website is going to be getting some updates very soon. We have a team of people who are sort of working on updating like the website copy and messaging on the homepage to start, but then of course we'll be updating other pages too. But if you go to basicattentiontoken.org, you'll see that the website is painfully out of date. So we are in the process of making some changes to that. They'll be live soon, and of course we'll keep you posted. We're also working on some language localizations for BAT related blogs, in particular the Roadmap 3.0. We're working on, we have some translations of those that are just waiting for publication. And then Paula is also working on some localization stuff that she will probably update on in her slides, so I won't take the wind out of her sails. And then lastly, several of us on the team are assisting Luke with the new BAT and Brave Rewards Partner Program, which he's spoken a little bit about, I'm sure, but it's basically an advertising initiative that promotes BAT utility and also allows brands to reach Brave's crypto audience through exclusive placements within our ID ecosystem. Oh, sorry, did I blow it?
I'm going to fly over today on the.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I won't say more, but anyway, so some of us are assisting with the outreach and onboarding for partners. So I'll just leave it there for now, and we'll keep you all updated on the progress with that. Okay.
Sorry, Jenny. I was going to ask, could you quickly restart the slideshow if possible?
Yeah, can you not see it?
It's just I made an error on mine, and it just need to restart it to get it going nicely.
Oh, okay, sure.
Thank you.
How's this? Can you see? Can everybody see?
Yeah, good to go. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, and then lastly, y'all know, just for fun, last week we did a BAT and Brave Valentine's Day meme contest, and our winner is Yavasu, the very silly very tongue-in-cheek meme. Super cute. We loved it. We giggled. We laughed. And you obviously won 300 bets. So thank you to everyone who participated. We loved looking at the entries, and we laughed especially hard at this one. So thank you. Okay, now I'm going to pass it over to Guillermo for his update. Thank you, everyone.
Hello everyone, here to deliver an update. Bet on Chomp is happening again. Well, initially it didn't happen. It was just a partnership that we had with Chomp. They do weekly decks that allow you to be rewarded for your opinion. So you can have a list of options, and you can vote for the option that is more feasible for you, and then you can get rewarded for the time that you have input, and also you can try to guess how many other people guess the same thing or the opposition, and you also get rewarded for that. And now they're integrating BAT on their platform for a limited time. However, there are plans to have BAT and other tokens in the near future, but right now they'll do it for 2 weeks on the 26th of February. They're also running a larger campaign that you'll probably see on New Tap Takeover on the same day, and push out notifications, and we're probably going to keep working with them and see a lot of cool things that we can do through their platform. Also made that Fear and Loathing Las Vegas inspired Bat and Chomp image that I think came out pretty neat. Next slide, please.
Hang on, give me just a second. Sorry about
No worries. Oh, by the way, I don't think it's reset because I had the last minute added a meme on the prior to this slide and didn't show, so it probably wasn't fully reset for Better next.
Okay, hang on. Technical difficulties. Give me 20 seconds.
It's actually rare. Like I don't think we have gotten many. At least I can't remember. Like we do this weekly, and I think it goes pretty smoothly for the most part. But the day we try a new slide or a new presentation.
Yeah, I was gonna say first
And
week with the new slide, and that's
it's actually not Brave Talk either. It's just me, human error. It's purely human error. I have too many tabs open, and I got lost. Hang on a second. Okay, here
Initially,
we go.
also messed up in the
Let's try
background, and
this.
it didn't entirely fill the page, so it had like a giant border, white border.
Yeah, but you fixed that real quick. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Can you go just back one slide?
Yes.
2 slides now. Before that
Is
one.
that-
There you
is
go.
that-
Yeah, just wanted to show this.
Hey.
You try the Quad community call, it gives you this luck. All right, you can move to the other slide.
Okay, this one?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is a collaboration we're doing with Left Hand. Left Hand is finally going to be on Echo, and if you very kindly, Jenny, can click on the common or legendary, we can see the animation that Left Hand has done for us, and it'd be really cool to drop these on Echo. We're still unsure on the day because we're going to have another drop on the 26th to celebrate the prior partnership that I've mentioned with Chomp. So either before that or after that, we're going to have these drop, but I'll make sure to make the appropriate noise that it deserves. We'll have a common, a rare, and a legendary, and I'm saving in the rare and only showing the common and legendary.
So I don't know if you can see them. They are playing on my screen.
We can't.
Cast and they're not playing there. But we can tweet these out if you want.
That sounds like a good option.
Okay, so we'll tweet these out so you guys can see them. They're actually really cool.
And that's it from my end. Thank you, everyone. Guillermo away.
Okay, Drew, over to you, buddy.
I'm covering for Drew today.
Okay, take it away.
It's still showing Left Hand on Echo for me.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe it is a Brave Talk thing. Hang on. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, let's one more time. Give me a sec.
Left Hand join the chat. Love it. All right.
Does left hand draw with his left hand, or is that just a thing?
Good question. I hope so. Hopefully stage left. It's right. There you go.
Hello, everyone.
How's this?
That's on me, ambassador update.
Okay. Oh, so we got to go back one?
Maybe. Here we go. All right, I'm doing Drew's community updates this week. I've got Lord Kai. Kay is doing an event an hour after the community call at 7 p.m. in the Guano Telegram chat. I'll put a link to that in the chat here. I've got 130k plus BAT locked in the BAT caves earning Guano. 50k plus BAT in either locked liquidity provider or in the BAT Guano LP. We've got 16,754 BAT holds in Solana and 4,775 new rewards users since last month.
Nice.
Which is good. Oh, we've got 1 hour crypto music, eh? And ambassador update for this week. We've got Left Hand, who of course you'll know for his daily cartoons. He's joined the BAT Ambassador program. Whee! And Lord K, who's been helping with Guano and has had some good ideas for BAT, too, has also joined the BAT Ambassador program. And I think it's Godson next.
Yes, but I just want to say welcome to the new ambassadors. And yes, we finally brought Left Hand over to the dark side.
Yes, it's been took a long while. Finally broke him. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so hello everybody. I have your Brave in Africa update for the week. I want to start by saying that we're sending some heartfelt condolences to Stan, who lost his uncle last week to a car accident, which is why he's not here today. He said he's going to be away for like a little while just to get back together. I tried to call him, but I couldn't even get to him. That's like how distraught he is. But before that, last week he was at a HackQuest event at Machacoast University. The HackQuest partnership is one that we tried to make. We tried to deepen it a little bit a while ago, but the talks kind of fell through. And but it's nice to see that they're still carrying Stan along. He said it was a smaller event, like a small to mid-sized event with about over 80 attendees, mostly students. He was able to show them using Brave to skip ads on YouTube, as well as try to sign them up for self-custody as well. Said it was a very well-received event. We also had Shidi as well at the Polkadot meetup in Mbarara in Uganda. Again, this is a university type setting, a smaller meetup as well. He said he managed to secure 25 downloads just for showing people how to use the website, not the website, the browser. Just because it's so exciting to have people actually try the the browser and see what difference it makes, especially for like the African context. Being able to save on upload and download speeds, just because you're not loading a bunch of useless malware in the background, really does make an impact that people can see. We have some updates coming soon. I was going to delve into this, but just to keep the surprise, we'll keep the excitement for the updates coming for our SuperDApp collaboration. Also, like a different update on the billboard that we are going to make, and then finally on the BerryDex listing. I'll have some more information on that next week. I'll be able to dive in much deeper. So yeah, we'll be passing around. I'll be passing around a little e-card, like a get well soon card, for Stan. So if anybody wants to like sign it and just say, hey, uh, I agree with you or something like that, I'll be in your DMs. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you, Godson, by the way. Now, for additional community updates. So, last week I mentioned that we are exploring potential opportunities, but also there are a couple of events happening this year in Mexico and Colombia. So, we'll discuss the details with the Bad Mexico team, Donatello and Eric, and also Wilfredo, and see what we can do. We'll keep you posted. And also, I'm still working on localizing some content on the Brave website in Spanish. So I'm working on some strings in Crowden, which is our localization tool. And then for the back community call summaries, summary 34 and 35 are ready in English. Baran and I worked on them together. So you can find those in Notion, and we'll post the link and those summaries in X very soon. But also the Spanish translation is available in Notion as well. And Natch from the Japanese team translated number 33, and she's currently working on the recent ones, as well as the Dave for the Hindi translation. And Jenny and I have been working on a new short tutorial video for self-custody rewards on Solana. I know it's taken a while for different reasons during the process and setting up everything. So we are now in the recording stage. So we'll keep you posted about that as well. Thank you. And of course, we can't miss the highlights of the week. So for this one, I wanted to highlight some awesome posts. So first, we have Suraj. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I love to see how he's raising awareness on the importance of of protecting your kids from the internet. It's getting crazy out there, and it's not just for the kids, but we also need to stay safe from ads and trackers. So thank you for that. And also shout out to AI Finance News for posting about the Bad Roadmap 3.0 and making it more visible, for everyone. Shout out to Ghost Traveler and Henry for those posts, and also our amazing Bad Ambassador Stan for representing Brave for HackQuest, just like Gossa mentioned, but most importantly for his work and dedication to Bad and Brave. We really appreciate you and hope to have you back with us very soon. And of course, my condolences to you and your lovely family. And that's all from us today. Thank you so much.
Awesome. No, it's great. Good updates from everybody. Sorry to hear Stan for the loss, man. That's really a bummer. I hope you make it through okay with all of that. And if you need anything from any of us, just feel free to drop us a line, of course. Yeah, so with Jenny was mentioning earlier too, I'm gonna kind of run through a bit of what we're up to in with the rewards partner program, and I kind of put together a little slideshow about it for the call today. And it's kind of, let me see. Can you guys see it? I can't see you now, but let me.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So like, this is a brand new program that we're kicking off as part of the Rewards 3.0 launch, and as we showed, Christopher getting pieces of that out early, and it's kind of a bit of a different thing that we haven't done in this way before, and I'm super excited for the team to kind of roll it out. And part of this is stuff that we're going to be showing to partners as we pitch this, and by like prospective partners, these are people we've talked to, like what people don't see on this call is that, you know, Jenny, Drew, myself, Carlos, a bunch of us are always like having, even Battern and Godson, et cetera, like are having discussions with partners and prospective partners a lot, different folks that want to collab or whatever. And there's a bunch of them that were interested, and it was like, well, what can we do that's not just like trying to, you know, push an ad sale that's more involved and more integrated. And so like what we're doing here is kind of like ramping up, and this is a way for us to revisit a lot of those partners that we've been, or prospective partners we've been talking to. And so it kind of starts off by like, you know, kind of kicking off like where we're at with Brave, and how we're positioned, and with that too. And this is kind of a bit of a different partnership, like the way that it's structured. Like what we're trying to do here is like, this isn't something where it's like, oh, try us out for a month and, you know, see how we do against Google. Like the whole intention with this is to find partners that like want to be part of the ecosystem with Brave, that like Brave, where, you know, people on the team use it. And that's part of that reason is like, we see that where we're going, like, you know, toward 100 million monthly active users by the end of the year. Like, and this program is not something that's like fly by night. Like ultimately this could extend, you know, quite beyond the 6 months that we're talking about. But like, we want to build a program that gives the partners some time to like really work on finding market fit. Right. So like what we're trying to kind of show them is like, you can meet users where they are in Brave, like through this program. You can try different things out, and you can be part of this ecosystem launch with Rewards 3.0 with kind of first mover advantages, like added value types of things. But it also ties in BAT in a pretty major way. And so kind of like we're creating a new tab takeover rotation for partners where, you know, they are going to rotate in. We'll have 4 different partners run on every day that we run it. It's going to run when we don't have something sold, like by the sales team. And so like it's kind of like a fallback, or you know, if the sales team sells something in the US, but we have the rest of the world that we can put this in, we put it in there, and it kind of gives the partners a sense of like what this could be if they reserve it too. So it's kind of a warm lead, but it also gives them exposure, right? Like a quarter of the exposure that they would get if they reserved it themselves. So it's kind of a nice way for them to get a feel for what's possible with this unit, but also reach have a unit that reaches like over 90% of our user base, and kind of be like a really high impact kind of thing. Each partner is going to get like roughly like 2.5 million monthly impressions every month, on notification and newsfeed ads too, as part of the partnership, and the program. And basically like, we're going to, you know, have these be like the notifications be targeted toward whatever vertical their dApp's in. And then the news feeds, we'll just run the news feed, and then we'll run some generally targeted stuff too, to get people that are, you know, maybe less familiar. And then, you know, the offer wall is kind of like, we're estimating this out. Like all these numbers in here are kind of like either projected or estimated, right? Like we're going to get more data around this as we go. But we're estimating out like around 15 million impressions a month for the partners on these in this offer wall. It's most likely a lot more than that, but I'm trying to be conservative with this stuff. But the idea here is like, as part of the program, like you're in the rewards ecosystem. We've seen BAT adopted in lots of secondary utility ways outside of the browser, outside of Brave Rewards, right? So we've seen it adopted in DeFi. We've seen people mint NFTs. We've seen all sorts of different use cases. And the idea here is that if you're part of the program for the launch, like incorporate BAT in some way, or, you know, even things like a collaboration where we are doing like a merch drop you can buy with BAT, or, you know, some type of novel thing that a rewards user can get, that in addition to what they're getting through the rewards program, right? So it kind of is like a way to kind of show that kind of co-branded, you know, spirit of things. It's part of the roadmap where we're trying to get BAT everywhere, right? And even things like doing quests and stuff where we can, you know, make it part of this collaborative thing. And it's a good way to kind of show off like the initial program. You know, what we're kind of projecting out is like, look, like, you know, partners will get a lot of exposure, right? Like 26 million monthly impressions. And, you know, if we have the program length at 6 months, which is, it's kind of a soft commit, right? Like the idea here is that we're giving them enough time to where they can try different things out. And they can also kind of break out too. So like the idea here with this is basically like, with BAT, you're going to reserve it up front, right? So like we're going to sell in 3-month tranches. So you're going to commit in blocks of 3 months where you're prepaying with BAT up front for the 3 months of value. So like, and then we can chart that out over month by month, right? And update the community and say, look, the program is kind of generating this BAT. And we can set it along some pretty decent modeling figures, but basically like, you know, the idea is that like these partners are kind of locked in. They're going to be there for at least 3 months at a time. Some of them can reserve it for 6 if they want in advance. And then basically like this is happening all with BAT, and it's all part of kind of this ecosystem play. And, you know, just some light projections, right? Like, I mean, if we can hit some basic metrics on this and some basic, you know, monthly growth, I mean, like there's potential to get, you know, 22.5 million BAT purchased from partners in the program over 6 months, right? Like cumulatively, like, and that's pretty conservative. So I just want to kind of show folks what we were working with here, so you can see or get a little bit of a view into this. You know, and I'll just also caveat by saying like all models are wrong, all projections are wrong, right? Like, you know, but what we try to do when we do these things is basically like look at what's potentially there, but also like how can we get partners on that really want to be on this with us, because we get hit up all the time, and like we're working with ecosystems and we're working with like a lot of different players in the space, and like this is something where like in addition to doing something with us at a larger scale, like we can work you into like an ecosystem play with us that's going to get you a lot of exposure. And so that's kind of the play here, but I'm happy to kind of open it up for questions if people have them. And I think there's some other things too, like we want to like open this up for the community. So like we'll be having it so that, you know, if folks have dApps they want us to like reach out to, or they know people that work at different dApps that might want to get involved, etc. Like we like to kind of like welcome that in, and like kind of, you know, I think we were talking with Jenny and Batter and some other folks about like, and Drew about like how we can kind of incorporate different ways to gamify this with the community too, and you know, have like leaderboards of folks who've been making, you know, connections like we had with like Karate Combat, other folks like that, and then also kind of like have a running count of like how much BAT's been generated through the program. And part of this too is that like once the partners are kind of locked in, they're locked in, right? Like so they're locked in for at least like 3 months at a time, and that's part of kind of the spirit of this thing. But you know, we're super excited to see where this goes, like see what utility cases come up, see which ones like kind of get fit. And the other cool part about this, that, you know, all of those impressions that we're talking about, every utility case with BAT is one that we can mention with the ads, right? So like we can basically say, hey, look, like there's a partner we were talking to this morning that was super interested in doing like a trading tournament with BAT on their exchange, right? So you could be like, okay, cool, like, you know, we can run ads about a trading tournament with BAT on this DEX. And so like each one of these things is another way to get the word out about BAT, but help us to get BAT adopted in different dApps, different ecosystems, highlight ecosystems themselves, etc. So I'll pause there and see if anybody has any questions. And you know, I know I kind of dropped a lot on you all very fast, but I wanted to kind of give you a sense of like what we're pitching and with the program, because I think part of this is like very much a iterative process of like, look, we want to see like what we'll be engaged with these partners, right? So like if there are certain utility cases that are like super exciting, or that we see get a lot of traction, like these are things that we can look about like incorporating, you know, at a higher level, and we can try different things out, etc. Yeah, Lord, okay, you got a question? Welcome too, by the way.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, I am new to the BAT ecosystem, but not necessarily new to crypto. I've been following BAT for a long time. I got shaken out like during the COVID thing, so this is me kind of getting myself back into things. But I will say that I love the revamp. A lot of what I was looking at whenever I was thinking about coming back into the space is right here within the ecosystem. So I really do like that. One of the things I wanted had a question about with the 3 roadmap was basically, are we going to eventually have it to where content creators who are, you know, maybe can't afford, you know, big buck purchases for ads can have some kind of ad exposure? I think we may be missing out on the little fish, so to speak, because, all right, hear me out. I have done sales before. One thing I noticed is that if you can offer the same quality product, even if it's, less in scale, but at least the same quality product for less money, you're going to make a lot more money than you're making, and you could possibly sell a lot more BAT. So is that something that the team is actually looking into? I had posted on.
First off, welcome. Like, it's great to have you here. It's an awesome question, and it totally reminds me that I forgot to mention the part about creators in here too. So right now we've been working with we have 4 or 5 different creators we've been kind of collaborating with for the launch that we'll be announcing as part of this. So you saw on the modules, each one of them has a different kind of title, right? And so what we're going to do with the launch is have one that's for creators, and these initial creators are going to be ones that we work with on the creator program, that they're going to help us shape that piece of it out. But the idea is that they're going to help us collaborate. We're going to give them some exposure through the offer wall too, because some of these are partners that we've been working with for a while outside of the program, or we've tried different pilots with. And by pilots, I mean we've run, Brave ads with them onto their YouTube channel or things like that, and help them grow. But what you're getting at is exactly an important part of this, where if we can one of the benefits of what we've been doing is that we've been growing the product, right? We're 80 million monthly active users now. For a creator, giving them that exposure is a way that we can use our growth to benefit the creator, and using our platform to do it. So it's totally part of what we're going to do here with the launch. And I totally forgot to mention that in the deck. So I'm really glad you had that question, because it's a big part of it. Drew, you have a question.
Oh, actually, I was just gonna kind of follow up on that, because I saw Lord K had kind of come up with a notes on that, and he basically had the idea, I think, of let's say you have a smaller influencer, maybe they get less ads and pay a smaller fee, and then a little bit bigger influencer that would pay a little bit larger fee with making it accessible for different kind of types of KOLs or influencers or whatever, creators, whatever you want to call them, those kind of things. And I don't know, I just see what you thought on that kind of.
I think there's even other ways we can do it too, where we can we don't even we used to have the referral program, right? For where we would creators would go and promote Brave, right? And we would pay them out with BAT from the user growth pool to help grow the platform, right? We could even try something, and this is part of why I want to have this cohort of creators helping to shape the program, because we could even do something potentially where if they're out there talking about Brave, right, we can help to grow meet value in the middle. So instead of them having to pay for a campaign, at least up front, we could do a barter where in kind, if they're helping to promote Brave and BAT to their following, instead of paying them a referral bonus or something, we could actually attribute that toward giving them more exposure on the platform. That's stuff that wasn't really that great for us to do when we had the referral program, because we were a lot smaller. But now that we're larger, and also now that the UGP is almost fully used up, this is another way we could exchange value that benefits the creators. But I think there are different things we want to try out too with them, because the creators toolkit's kind of different now than it was when we first launched the creator program. It was almost like having kind of Patreon in the browser. But what we've seen over time, from 2018 now, is that creators are doing a lot of different things and different ways to make money. And so there's ways that we could point that our audience to different events that they're doing, activations, channels, etc. If they have a YouTube channel, maybe they want people to sign up for their Patreon, or or you can have them tipping in the browser. There's all sorts of stuff we can try, and that's kind of the emphasis. We want to get creators involved with the program so that we can make something that's going to be actually usable by creators, something that they want. Because if we can have that kind of brain trust around that, then it's really going to help the program be successful. But yeah, I think a lot of this is how do we how do we go about it in a different way that leverages like the growth that we've had and the opportunity that we have with that growth compared to like how we used to do it with like a referral thing where, you know, like where we're paying out on everyone from this pool of bat that we had that's not there. So yeah, it's a great question.
Yeah, and I wonder if like there isn't like a way, you know, where you could, you know, kind of line up the incentives, right? Where like you mentioned, like say if you have a trading contest or whatever, and let's say, I don't know, what for just as an example, it generates fees or whatever that Brave is able to earn or something on that trading that, you know, maybe they share some of those fees or, you know, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, no, I mean, no,
just thinking out
that's a
loud.
really, it's a really good point. Like, and that's part of the exercise here too, right? Like, so we can have like different types of like engagements that are happening here where okay like let's say like someone was offering like someone put this up about a week or so ago where they're like look like we have like a liquid staking thing like if we got people referred through rewards or something like we could kick referrals out and you could generate rewards for users on that end too. So there's ways we could basically like work different utility plays in here that help benefit the rewards. I think part of this program is to kind of see what's sticky, what's getting the most traction, right? Like with different ways to do it. And then thinking about how we can alter the overall rewards program like based off of that. It might be that there's like a roundup from everything, right? Like, but I think part of this is just to get bat out there and more utility out there as a first step and then kind of work it in from there.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and you know, you've been in the middle of a lot of the conversations, Drew, right? Like we've been meeting with partners, prospective partners for like a long time. So it's cool to be able to go back to them with like, here's the game plan. And then like, let's make it happen. And I mean, one of the fun things about this too, is that like with the wallet partner program, I mean, we've got like something like 80 different dApps to integrate Brave Wallet by having kind of an effort like this. And so I think that this is a good follow on with this crew to run and then get the community involved too. Let's see here. Cripple Resistance, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I've brought this up before. The bad thing about that is human greed. We are greedy. We want to collect the bat. So it's about getting the bat out of people's hands and circulating it. And one of the only ways I see that is by having the price go up so that people can do fractional bats. A lot of people don't want to give away whole clumps of bats to creators. I know that bat is supposed to be more utility, but people look at crypto as gold almost, or as investment. I know you don't want to hear that, but
no.
It's a reality.
No, yeah. I mean, and I think too, like this is like part of the effort here is to see like with these different utility cases, right? Some of them might involve holding bat, right? Some of them might involve staking bat or locking it up or doing different things with it, right? Like the cool thing about this is that these dApps specialize in doing a lot of these different functions that we can work with the dApps, and the dApps can kind of like integrate these pieces into their thing that they're familiar with, and we can see like which of these is kind of the getting a lot of traction, right? Like and then even other things though, right? So token gating certain access to things or tournaments and stuff like that, like where bat's almost like a pass that you hold, right? Like to get into things, right? Like that's these are other utility cases. Like when we go to these partners, we're talking about all of these options as things that they can do. And it's really kind of about like these aren't foreign concepts to them, right? Like, and so I think part of this is just seeing what gets the most traction, right? And kind of playing there. But that's also part of it is that we're not just doing a bunch of stuff that's going to make a bunch of sell pressure on this as well. Like we're trying different creative things with the partners that are specialized in that and that are willing to do it.
So look, is Brave going to be getting rid of the notifications?
No, I think it's like an evolution, right? Like we're gonna run the notifications as part of the program. I think what you could see is like assuming the offer wall gets traction, like we can use the notifications to pull people to the offer wall, but stop serving ads through them over time. That's a ways out, right? But the idea would be like, look, you can, instead of having every single notification, several times an hour be an ad, you can have one that shows up like once every couple of hours or some interval that pulls you in when new offers are available, right? And then the offers can also rotate based on what you're browsing ultimately, right? If we can tie this to the ad catalog and all that stuff. That's kind of like the longer term plan with this. But initially the notifications will run and we'll have the offer wall kind of in parallel.
Are we going to upgrade the notification so it's more colorful? I know, I've had this question before. Are we going to make them more colorful or whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, I think that like the notifications, as far as an ad unit goes, I think probably won't get modified that much, but we might modify how the notification looks and feels to get you to the offer wall. And I think the offer wall is going to be the area where we have a lot more real estate and freedom to do different things, like with how they look and feel and like what you can do. If you think about it, when you have that space, it's a lot more room to work with, right? So we could do stuff like putting buttons on those offers. We can do things like launching a game from them or doing other things that we can't necessarily do from a notification itself. So kind of the idea here is that we can move the action to this offer wall. Plus we can show a lot more things there, right? Like we can, instead of having to bug the user like 4 or 5 times an hour, like they can go to an offer wall like at their leisure when they get reminded of it and then see a lot of different things there at that time. So it's kind of a little bit of a different user experience, but it's one that kind of we're trying to tune for after hearing people's feedback too, because some people are like, I just wish this wasn't like popping up all throughout the day or whatever, and so we're trying to kind of balance these things together, but give us some more real estate that we can actually like do more things in, right? Because if we can have more control over what these things look and feel like, we can, have a better experience for the user.
So you don't think that most users are ready to go to the offer wall?
I think we can use the notification as a way to get them there, basically. Like what I think happens now a lot is like people might like turn a device in do not disturb mode, or they might like silence notifications and then kind of see them stacked anyway. And so like this is just a kind of better version of that, I think. But like really, like we've seen a lot of feedback for people wanting to be able to do more with them. And so that's kind of what this is giving us an opportunity to do. And it's like we can play with things more. Like we can have an offer module that's kind of like, hey, here are the dApps on base that we want to feature that are using BAT. Like we can do things that are based off of categories, like content categories, like or things based off what you're browsing, right? Like we can have more control over that and give users more of what they want. Because the other piece of feedback we get is that like sometimes people don't necessarily like what's being advertised, right? So like if we can give people more variety, then it's a user experience that's there. But it's also like if these different partners can offer different rewards too, and there's potential to get a lot more out of it for a user than by just kind of waiting for the notifications to show up throughout the day. It's kind of more of a holistic thing.
Oh, thank you. Sorry for taking up so much time.
No, this is why we're here, man. This is why we're here. It's always welcome. I think it was Lord K and then C Ray.
Hey, so just wanted to, I don't know. After that last comment, I just real quickly wanted to kind of act like a Michael Saylor for basic attention token for a second.
Yeah.
there is so much utility and so much being done for Brave browser that I believe honestly that if we the the attention really isn't on the token as I see it. The attention really is on the browser. I mean, I know that that's commonplace knowledge, but I'm saying that to say that since the attention is more so on the browser, then browser adoption and the various different things that can happen for the browser is naturally going to bleed into attention for the token, which is kind of like, as you said, I believe it was very accurately put, a pass for a lot of things that you would want to engage in with the Brave ecosystem. So while crypto has been in the last, I would say, 10 years, been in this kind of moon boy phase where everybody's trying to take what they can or sell what they can, buy whenever things are looking good and all this other kind of good jazz and make a quick buck. I believe that the Brave team has stayed focused on what the true objective of cryptocurrency is, and this to me brings a lot more security and actually a lot less risk from a long-term investor or thought thought frame. Because as I'm looking at this year over year, yes, attention token hasn't exactly produced the exact highs that everything else has, but what it has not done is completely fallen off the face of the earth, and its technology has consistently gotten better. So the way I see it, the Brave ecosystem is probably one of the most bullish technological advanced crypto industry by far. It's the only crypto that actually has real world use case across every single thing that can possibly be made on blockchain anywhere. So for that instance, I'm extremely bullish on Brave Basic Attention Token long term.
I'm gonna call you Lord Sailor because I think that was fantastic. but I always add a little bit to that. I mean, and this is like, and I'm glad you bring this up because today is of all days, right? Like after this weekend with all these shenanigans, right? Like, I mean, it's often underrated actual progress and actually building things that are real in this space, which is unfortunate. But it's also like moments like these where the space is looking for like what's real, and we've been heads down on building that out. Like, and what we've been building out is just like a whole new web for users, right? And it was a browser, but it's also now search. There's AI, there's all these things that are incorporated with it. And I mean, just to give you all, no one else has an addressable user base. Like if you look at Chrome, it's 3.5 billion users that are on Chrome, right? That's our target, right? We have a product that more than competes, right, with what Chrome offers, and is a value add on so many levels, whether it's directly from the privacy that you're getting or the ability to earn, with your attention, or just the fact that, the second order effects of like being able to watch YouTube without ads, and watch it in the background and all that good stuff. I think, that's the addressable market. It's not Firefox, it's not Opera, it's Chrome, right? And so if you look at crypto and you look at BAT, and the fact that, over 99% of the total BAT supply is circulating, 1.5 billion BAT, right? Like, so if you do some of the math, it's like, okay, like, this is something we've always said, like BAT is we are trying to build real things here for real people, and really try to change up the game. And whether it's just rewards program in this phase or just the initial launch of BAT and rewards, right? Like in the ecosystem, like a lot of people when we started were like, dude, what's the point? Like people don't care about their privacy, right? And now we're at like, or like, advertisers won't care or whatever. And it's like you just have to squish all these like misconceptions out one at a time by proving it in the market. And it's a longer path, but like look at where we are now. Like nobody can argue that people do not care about their privacy when you have 80 million people that move with their feet to it, or the fact that like all these shenanigans that are going on right now with KOLs and noise and just junk. Despite that, BAT still like top 15 of most distributed token on Ethereum, even though the price action hasn't been what people had hoped. Like these are people, they're conceptual things here that people
want to be part of. And we're at a stage now where it's like, look, like, let's see where we can take this. Like, advertising was a cool foot in the door. What else can we do? And it's not something you want to like ape into one thing. We want to see what the market, like an open market, is going to help us to answer these questions, right? And through use and adoption. And it should be something that we're growing with the broader community with. It shouldn't be something where Brave is dictating everything at this point, especially given, how much of the supply is out there, right? So I'm super excited about this. I totally love your comment. And I think like, that's one of the reasons why we're so excited about where we're going here, is because like it's moments like this when people are like looking at for where the adults are in the room, and like can't argue with like our approach on that front, at least. So yeah, I hope that thank you for the comment too. I know C Ray had a hand up. How's it going, C Ray?
Hey, I'm great. And it's actually good to see Lord over here. I was talking to him on Community just the other day. So
Nice.
now, one thing I was wanting to jump on when you were talking about the future, as far as the the reduction of notification ads and
Yeah.
about all the partners. Now, for the partner thing that you were talking about, are those all going to be the paid ads, or is that going to be a bunch more house ads?
Yeah, no, the whole idea with the program is to kind of load in partners into the offer wall experience by paying in. And so the initial offer wall is going to be pretty added value. We're going to bake the cost in where we can off of what we can prove out. Like the thing is with this offer wall, it's going to launch in two different distinct phases. We have the one that's going to market now, where it's kind of the UX and getting the offers API up and getting these things there, where we're manually basically like pushing the offers in with partners in the program. That's one of the reasons why we're making a program, is to get folks that really want to be in so that we can, move it to the second piece. The second piece will be where we basically wire up all of the ad catalog to the offer wall, and then also wire it up to self-serve. And we put things like confirmation events in to handle reporting and everything like that. So like it moves us to a space where like the advertisers are buying in from self-serve, and we're setting the program up this way so that they're basically buying in and running from self-serve to the notification newsfeed ads that we can run them in. But then like as the new pieces get wired up, we cut them over into that, so they move over from like program active, where users are earning from the units that the rewards units now, to one where they're earning from the offer wall that when we migrate that part over in that second phase. So basically, like in this upfront, like the advertisers or the partners are paying for running the ads that users are earning from, while we work out the incentives on the utility on the offer wall in the first phase. And then we find the winners, map them out, and put them into the self-serve platform, and the users are earning from that. So it's two distinct phases. It's going to be happening. It's going to take a bit of a while. The program is 6 months, and while that 6 months are happening, the ad, like getting the ad pieces connected to it in the background, is going to be taking place. All of the other work, etc., are going to be there. It's going to be part of that whole bigger process that'll take place and roll us out. But then ideally, you get a situation where you cut over our partners that are from the program into just like working in self-serve kind of organically, and then we also turn it around and offer that up for everybody that wants to join.
All right, sounds good. And really actually had two more on that. So speaking about self-serve, one of the things that I know actually Lord K is the one that brought up, are we going to have any lower tier entryways? I think right now we say that you have to have like at least $1,000, or I think it can go down to like $500 ad buy if you are paying with BAT. But I mean, what are the offer wall deals going to be? Are they going to be the same price points, the same type of delivery for the ads, or does that fall into a whole other cost?
Yeah, it'll most likely be like either a CPM or a CPA basis. That's part of what we're trying to work out with the program. Or what are the take rates like? There's a lot of unknowns around the offer wall initially. That's kind of why we're doing this in a program. But it most likely will either be a CPM or a CPA model. And it'll have, if it's a CPM, it'll be probably rate limited or something like that, to make sure that folks aren't, just like refreshing the thing. But most likely, I mean, where we want to get this to is building value from, deeper than that. And so I think that, getting past the traditional CPM model is something we want to do, because one, you ensure that like real people are actually doing the things when they make a purchase or do an action or hit some objective. And also like ultimately the buyer on the other end wants that action. They back out whatever the CPM rate is to whatever that end goal is. So it's one of those things where like you want to get a sense of like what's moving and move it deeper in the funnel. I know we do. I mean, like there's a lot of lessons learned from having this out from 2019 to now, right? Like where you see every way that somebody tries to like sybil this or game it or whatever. And I think that this is something where it ultimately is this huge like opportunity to bridge people into crypto that aren't, but also it can have elements of it that are more like a credit card reward program too, or a loyalty program, right? Like, and so we are like hitting that phase of it where we're trying to kind of build this out into more and more of like a real world offering too that goes beyond just advertising. So I think a lot of that's TBD on like how the program does, but that's where we're going.
All right, which I guess what I was trying to find is for the advertiser. So like if I had a YouTube channel that I wanted to monetize or that I was trying to draw people to, and I want to put an ad in on Brave. So you're saying that essentially because CPM is already how things have already been done. So would I still need at least $500 to $1,000, or are you saying that they're considering lower?
For a creator, it's these are things where we can customize it, right? Like, and bring it down. There's also just a kind of a reality of like throwing $500 at something is like not like people burn through $500 on an ad platform like pretty quickly. And so I think this is something where like we can adjust it for the different types of customers over time. But yeah, like that's part of why we're bringing creators into is to get their feedback on, what the right price points are for them.
All right, sounds good. And last thing, and then I know someone else had a hand, is do we have an ETA on the offer wall? I know we keep hearing about it. We're excited, but just ETA on that, and will it be on nightly first, or will it release on all at the same time?
Like, first iteration of it's on nightly and beta now. That's just the early UX changes. But what we're positioning this as with the first cohort of partners is, trying to launch it within the first week or so of March, and do an announcement around it. And then that's the other part I forgot to mention too. So part of this program is that like we did this with the wallet partner program too, but like every month we're going to do like a momentum blog and tweets and all this stuff around like, these are the new partners that have joined. This is what the partners do. This is how the partners are incorporating BAT. Here's like a quote from the partner, whatever, and do these momentum posts every month with these updates, and then update them to the website too, and then also show like a running count of like how much BAT's been purchased for the program, right? Like so far to date, because like it's another catalyst where people can get excited about partners locking in with the program and all that good stuff. So I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot to mention that bit too.
All right, yeah, sounds good. And so at least, answer sounds like you're saying March, even though we have like the Explore thing, we don't have the official offer wall, no offers, right. No ads, nothing, right? So,
yeah, that's part of the thing is that we're getting those first group of partners. There'll be creators in there. I know Bow's was talking about causes. Like we're going to have like, I think we're working with Giving Block, or we're going to approach them on this, like to get a bunch of those types of things in there too. But yeah, and Bow's, I see you got a hand up.
Yeah, I had a couple things. So, I mean, I guess with the charity stuff too, I mean, with Giving Block, I mean, yeah, it might be good just to go with a partner, but I do know they can sometimes be a little bit lacking on their region related like offerings. Like, I don't even know if there was like any that I saw for my state, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while since I've looked, but with that too, I mean, like you can kind of skirt the whole like having to get the charity to actually make an address and have them go through all that stuff if you get another entity set up that will just convert the BAT to fiat and then send the charities money that way. But anyway, I'm sure y'all have thought about that song already, and that's not really the main thing I wanted to talk about, even though I would gladly talk to you more about that later at some point. Yeah, I was just going to ask, and I'm sure this has been discussed before because I know I've kind of brought it up, but I mean, it just really seems like with how much stuff we do kind of like with the browser that's really just locally isolated to our machine, like it's like so many good opportunities in the shopping area. I mean, like I mentioned, like I was looking at airline flights lately. You know, 2 different airlines have similar price flights, and you know, I've opted in to see promotions, and one of the promotions is, hey, this other airline will give me 1% back. And if I select the good and bad, I get like a bonus amount, like 1.1% instead. I'm probably going to choose the other airline. And I mean, like, obviously, y'all could probably get a commission off that or something too. I mean, it just seems like a exciting thing that can come to the browser in a privacy respecting way.
And it's one of those things too, where you know, one of the things we're trying to do with this is that there's a whole bunch of like search advertisers. Like travels are huge with search, and having it so that like you could have a Brave Rewards user get a different rate, like a better rate or something like that. Like it opens up the doors for those things where travel sites, I mean, there's Travala and a couple others that are crypto oriented, but like for the most part, a lot of them like have not messed around with this stuff at all. But there are ways where we could make it so that like that crypto holder gets a benefit, right? Like from dealing with a big brand that might necessarily be like, might be more risk averse to doing something directly with it. So that's also part of this, right? Like we want to do that, or just getting cash back and things like that. Like that's part of what we want to go with this too. But we also just want to see like what can we get a partner that'll get a use case with us there, like that we can see how it performs, right? Like and really kind of like see what the market's telling us. But I love it. And I know we're 6 minutes over too, so I appreciate everything you guys. Great call today. Thank you all for kind of sitting through everything and great questions. And we'll be back 1 week from today. Same bat time, same bat channel. Till then, see you all online. Stay safe. Have a good one, y'all. Take care.
See you all at the Telegram party.
Yeah.
All right. Bye now, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Take care.